All right guys, today we are breaking down 3 technical hoodies that are really meant for cold weather hiking, alpine activities, skiing and snowboarding mid-layers, but really get the job done everywhere. So we're gonna look at the Rab Evolution, the Arc'teryx Proton SL, and the Patagonia R2 TechFace. If you're looking for a technical hoodie, this one's for you. All right, so the first one we're gonna look at is actually what I am wearing right now, the Rab Evolution Hoodie. You know, this one is really a purpose-built piece, mid-layer more than anything, honestly, for serious ascents where you're gonna be stopping and going. It does a good job of that temperature regulation. This internal Primaloft, like fleecy thing on the inside of this Rab Evolution is just like incredibly insulating, but also super breathable. I did have the chance, you know, to wear this over the last month as it's gotten into more wintry activities here in the Midwest, here in Toledo in particular. And today it's coming in at about 12 degrees. And as I've been in and out of the store today, throwing cardboard away, you know, cleaning up on the outside, getting a lot of things done on the exterior of our store, I have been very cozy in this Evolution. Again, at 12 degrees outside. It's a cold, wet Midwest day, and this thing is keeping me covered. No questions asked, it's working. So how does it work? Again, I said that Primaloft lined interior synthetic insulation. You know, it's really meant to pull sweat off of your body as you are creating momentum, you know, as you're climbing, as you're hiking, as you're skiing. It pulls that moisture off of your body and then pushes it out into the air. So it does a really good job of getting rid of that trapped moisture, but keeping the heat trapped on the inside and then keeping the cold air out. So that Primaloft synthetic insulation really is the technical part of this mid-layer hoodie that really gets the job done. So who's this for? You know, if you're heading on steep alpine climbs, some snowy hiking missions, you know, getting out into the backcountry and really pushing it where you might be like going super hard for 10-15 minutes and then taking a break after you crush out a few switchbacks, you know, that type of a deal. This is the thing for you. Again, something where you're gonna need that thermal regulation. This is a jacket for that and it's gonna suit you well. All right, next we're gonna talk about the R2 TechFace here from Patagonia. First of all, you know, super sick color in particular on this one with that kind of carbony gray steel exterior and just the crazy accents with the orange zipper pulls, the purple and the blue zippers, along with just like that old school Patagonia logo. Like, my goodness, does this, first of all, look fantastic. Better than anything else that I'm wearing or on the wall. No questions asked. Pretty obvious, looks pretty sweet. Also with that, the R2 TechFace is just, you know, a pretty durable and weather resistant piece. Again, everything in that R line from Patagonia is that regulator. I mean, the R1 is a little bit of the lighter weight stuff, and when you get into the R2, it's more of those technical, breathable, fleecy layers that really get the job done in a variety of situations. The R2, you know, regulator internal fleece really works well, pretty similarly to the Evolution. You know, you'll see these jackets are all fairly similar from a technical perspective. That regulator regulates the temperature of both your internal body, the exterior temperature, and does a good job of shedding heat and moisture out, keeping enough heat in and not letting the cold air out. So again, same thing we talked about with the Evolution, but you know, one big thing I would say is that there is generous pocket layouts here on the Patagonia versus the Rab. So with the Evolution here, we can see there's these two side pockets on the outside, and that's it. There's 2 pockets, super simple, lightweight, mission driven. Like I said, this is the lightest weight between those two. And then the TechFace here from Patagonia has way more pockets. So it is like a good all around kind of winter fall jacket that does really good in hikes, but maybe not so alpine driven, so backcountry like mountaineering driven because it is a little bit heavier. But again, we're cutting grams when we're talking about this weight here. So if you do like something with more pockets, that could be a reason for going for the R2 TechFace from Patagonia, because there's not a ton of differences between any of these 3. So that's why we're really trying to be nitpicky here. You know, lightweight, mission driven, hardcore, rock climbing, alpine, a little bit more city, a little bit more color poppy, more kind of fits more people, I would say. Whereas the Rab and the Arc'teryx pieces are a little bit more narrowly cut, more athletic cut. the R2 TechFace from Patagonia also fits a wider variety of body ranges, just because that's what Patagonia does, more true to size. All right, so I just talked about how the Evolute from Rab is lighter than the TechFace from Patagonia. Next, we're gonna hop into the Arc'teryx Proton SL, SL denoting super light. So this is the lightest of all three of these fleecy mid layers. So again, the Proton SL is super mission driven, performance oriented, really simple, really pared down, cut athletically, minimal pockets, lightweight, hardcore jacket. So, you know, it's really built for those, again, cold winter hikes where you're gonna be pushing it and where you're gonna be generating a lot of heat. So it does a good job of putting that moisture out of your body and keeping the heat inside. You know, that's all three of these things are doing, that temperature regulation. That is what they specialize on. But I would say the Arc'teryx Proton and the Rab Evolute are definitely more on the performance side. Something different with the Proton SL versus both the TechFace and the Evolute, but I would say more the Evolute in particular. The shell on the exterior of the Proton is far more abrasion resistant. The Evolute here that I'm wearing is very, very soft. You know, you can not really not hear that when I touch it, but as I come over here and move the Proton around a little, you can hear it does have kind of that crunchy, almost weather resistant, water resistant exterior fabric. So it is more abrasion resistant, probably a little bit more oriented towards rock climbing. Definitely like a cold weather rock climbing jacket, again, where you are outputting a lot of energy and promoting or creating a lot of perspiration. That super light, as denoted by the SL jacket, will keep you very warm in a cold situation where you're outputting a lot of energy through your body. Word vomit, but it's true. So who is the Arc'teryx Proton SL for? You know, if you're ski touring, fast hiking, you know, really fast hiking, kind of almost trail running, maybe like backcountry skiing, like I said, or rock climbing, the Proton SL is the one for you. Again, I would say performance-wise, the Proton and the Evolute are very similar from a regulation of moisture and heat perspective, but the Arc'teryx Proton is definitely more abrasion resistant, and the Evolute is softer. And then the TechFace shines because it has more pockets, and it also has almost like a soft shell material, which is slightly more water resistant than the other two. So again, they all kind of have slightly different feels to them. Overall, I would say, you know, when we're breaking it down for like really, really simple terms, lightweight, hardcore activities, you know, if you're doing the maximal output and want super abrasion resistant things, if you're going between rocks, go for the Proton SL. If you want something a little bit more cozy at a better price range, but you're also doing high output activities, but you're in a wide open space where you're not around rocks, go for the Evolute. And if you are doing something a little bit less active, you know, a little bit less, I'm still talking about you're running around doing crazy stuff, but you want something with a little bit more of that soft shell feel and more pockets, go for the R2 TechFace. Just three very similar, we're splitting hairs here, pieces with very minute differences. You literally can't go wrong with any of these. They're all fantastic pieces in their lines, which have been around for a long time and continue to perform well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So drop a comment down below if you have any questions about any one of these three, or maybe some mid layers that you might use and why you like them. Obviously, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment. Like I just said, we really appreciate you and want to continue doing this. So that support that you give us helps us continue to make these videos. And you know, for that, we want to offer you the code YouTube10 for 10% off of your next purchase on our website, ridgeandriver.com. Anything that you buy on the website with YouTube10 gets you that discount. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. Stay warm out there while you're having fun on those high output activities. You know, get after it, crush it, get this thing, it'll help you do that. Thanks so much for watching. Later.